So I'm going to open up this video saying that I harbored no ill will or no bias towards whether you prefer Persona 3 Portable or Persona 3 FES or FES. I personally love both versions of the game, and it didn't really matter to me which version got it ported. I really didn't care when they got ported to begin with. I was like, cool, you know, more people to play Persona. But that's besides the point. Hi everybody, my name is Cam Sindo, and I just wanted to talk about what everybody seems to be talking about if you're in the Shin Megami Tensei or Persona sphere, which I am trying to get there because I do love these series and I figured I'd talk about them some more. And that is Persona 3 Portable's kind of, I wouldn't call it a disastrous port, but not a really good port to modern consoles. If you guys don't know, a few months ago, Atlus announced at the end of the Persona 25th anniversary event that they were bringing Persona 5, 4, and 3 Portable to modern consoles, Persona 5 Royal and Persona 4 Golden, the enhanced versions of Persona, and then Persona 3 Portable, which it's basically an enhanced version, but also kind of a demake on the base Persona 3. But either way, it added, of course, FemC, which basically felt like an entirely different version of the game because she had different social links and, you know, music, and all in all, she was just, it felt like you were playing an entirely different experience. And the main protagonist, who some people call the quote-unquote canon protagonist, but I digress, Persona 3 Portable brought a lot to the table because outside of Maya from Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, this game gave us another female lead in a role. So that being said, this game was the one that was selected to be ported, and for a lot of people they were happy because, like I said, FemC is a beloved character. Some people were upset that it wasn't FES because they couldn't play the answer, which is FES's epilogue story. Me personally, like I said, I didn't know, nor did I really care when it got announced. I was just happy that more people could experience Persona, whether that be 4 or 3. I really wish 1 and 2 got ported, but beggars can't be choosers. So what really happened here with this port of its quote-unquote remaster is a lot of what happened with the Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne remaster, where it felt like they kind of just handle it cheap, which brings to question, why not FES? And I guess, like I said, the answer can boil down to the fact that this just felt like the cheaper option. With Persona 4 Golden, it was already existent on other platforms, mostly Steam, so it felt easier to just remaster it and just port it there over grabbing Persona 3 FES, having to individually remaster all of these assets and, you know, music, and then shove that out. But, you know, why do that when I can just grab Persona 3 Portable, put it through an AI scaling software, which, by the way, is a big complaint. The AI scaling, while it enhanced a lot of portions of the game, it made a lot of parts of it look really bad. But yeah, it's easy to throw Persona 3 Portable through an AI enhancement software, which the game is a visual novel-esque game in terms of how you run around instead of going from place to place like in Persona 4 and 5 and base Persona 3 and Persona 3 FES. You are more of a like visual novel style, which doesn't really bother a lot of people. Like I said, some people find that to be comforting, which visual novels are, somewhat comforting to people. I like them. They bring, they bring chill vibes essentially. So this AI scaling software kind of ruined a lot of backgrounds. Some notable mentions being Jack Frost, your poster in your bedroom, to name a few, and just the AI scaling kind of just ruined a lot of images, which is jarring because the PNGs, which aren't AI upscaled, look fantastic, but they don't mesh well with the environments that they're in, even if said environments are just serving as background images for the scene you're in. And other things, the music is really compressed, it's almost, but I wouldn't say as bad as Shin Megami Tensei 3's, but the music is very compressed, so are the sound effects, and I believe even the voice lines are compressed, which some people say this is fine, but me personally, I don't think this is a good, it's just not a good practice. You could have at the very least gave us the music from any other version of the game. I don't even, wait, those are probably compressed too now that I think about it. I can't remember if Fez and base Persona 3 had compressed music, but either way, you could have given us better versions or less the uncompressed versions of these OSTs, because we know they exist. We know they exist. They're everywhere. You can find it on YouTube if you wanted to. So why is it that the official company that's in charge of remastering these games gave us a worse version of the music? Me personally, I can deal with bad environments in video games. They don't bother me. But music is really important because our ears need something comforting to listen to, and this was fine. Like, the compressed OST was fine on the PlayStation Portable, but I'm on a TV, I'm on a Switch, a Steam Deck, I'm on my computer PC playing this game. I cannot I cannot listen to this compressed music on a big screen TV. It's jarring. I didn't like it with SMT Nocturne remaster, and I didn't like it with this remaster. It's honestly really confusing as to why they would continue to practice. You think the backlash from Nocturne's remaster would give them a sign that, hey, we shouldn't be, you know, lazy when it comes to at least the sound. We can make the 3D portions of the game look pretty, which I will get to my pros of the game in a bit, but we can make the 3D portions of the game look pretty. But these small aspects also need to look good. It's not like you can just, I don't know, bake a horrible cake but put pretty icing on it and it just washes all the bad things about that cake away. The entirety of that cake should be good. It should be baked well, mixed well, all that type of thing. You can't just make an awful cake and just expect it to just be good because it's cheap, which I've seen people not complain, but I've seen people defend the game saying that, well, it's cheap, so that explains all these flaws, even if it wasn't cheap. And that excuse is completely thrown out of the water when you realize that Persona 4 Golden is also cheap, and it's like an amazing port of the game. There's nothing wrong with it, and the game is the enhanced version of base Persona 4. It's upscaled. Everything about it is amazing. The music isn't compressed. You don't hear anybody complaining about Persona 4 Golden Remaster, even though it does have a little bit of flaws, but it's not enough flaws to where it warrants, you know, an entire discussion video or the entire Megaten community just coming together and just bombing on this game. There's nothing wrong with Persona 4 Golden. Persona 3 Portable Remaster is where everybody's complaints about the game comes in. And I hate the fact that this is a lot of people's first exposure to Persona 3, because this game is near and dear to a lot of people, and to some people Persona 3 saved the franchise. And the fact that this is the game that they chose to botch the most when it comes to a remaster, the game that Atlus heavily promotes, the game that they gave a dancing game to when it really didn't need it. I'm not saying it shouldn't have gotten it, but like, game that they given a dancing game to, the game that's like heavily featured in Persona Q, Persona Q2, like, this game is near and dear to a lot of people. So why is it that this game is the game that got like the worst treatment when it came to a remaster? And Atlus has been shown that they can fix things through patches. Look at Soul Hackers 2. They can fix it, but I would much rather it be fixed before you even ship it out, especially when you made us wait an additional 2 months just to play this game, and you release it and it's like not, it feels like it's just a horrible product, which I feel like horrible is a strong word. It just feels like a disappointing product that a lot of people were looking forward to playing more than they were looking forward to playing Persona 5 Royal. And you gave us Persona 5 Royal, which I, again, love the game. I don't really care about it. It kind of came and went. It's still currently the big thing. But as a person that likes to come back and play older games in the series, I hate that the accessible version of Persona 3 is a version that's worse than the version it was trying to remaster. And I think that's where I might end things. I hate that this is like my first Megaten related video on this channel, but I feel like Atlas needs the criticism. I feel like I might not be the best person necessarily to do it, but I definitely just think that Atlas can do better. I know they can. I've seen them do it. A lot of people have seen them do it. So I just don't see how you can botch what's supposedly the finale of the 25th anniversary. And I've seen people say that they want Persona 1 and 2 to be next down the line. But if Persona 3 Portable's remaster is showing anything, if I can't play the game properly that supposedly saved the series, I don't think I want to play a remaster of the first game that started it all and is like worse. So yeah, again, I wish I didn't have to make this video. My name is Camtendo. Thank you guys so much for watching this, I guess, rant video. And yeah, I will see you guys when I see you. Bye.